Today in this video, I want to show off my new amp clamp I just bought. One of these for quite a few years, but finally actually went out and bought one. I'll show you how it works here. So the lead end of this just simply gets plugged into the volts and the common of most meters. Get that thing to flip out there. Alright, so we'll set this meter to millivolts, and I like to set it to auto range here, so it's not jumping around on me. So every millivolt this reads will be 1 amp. So let's set this thing to, let's say, 400. Since I'm going to be checking the starter draw. And then I will zero this thing out by turning this little dial here. Oh, wrong way. Positive, go positive. What? Okay, so we're just going to get it pretty close. Then you want to snap the jaws a little bit to dissipate any leftover charge. You can see it dropped a little bit more there. I'm just going to clamp the starter wire right here. Make sure the jaw is fully closed. And let's see if I can get this to sit and be visible. Perfect. So I'm going to remove the starter wire. I have the key off, so this is the signal wire from the key to actually turn the car. So I'm just going to crank the engine over. I don't want it to actually start. So I'm going to clamp it here since there's no power. And then I'm going to touch it to the positive of the battery over here. And by that I mean just this right here because it's not fused. And we'll watch the amperage, which will read in millivolts. Okay. Okay, turns out my problem was a bad connection with the battery. I have the low beams on, it's set at 0.8. So I'll put my clamp on, closing the jaw over it. So we can see the low beams are pulling 8 amps. Turn on the high beams. So with all 4 headlights on, you can see it's only pulling an extra amp. That can't be right. So 9 amps with 4 headlights on. And 7 amps with just the low. How can that? Oh, you know what? No, it's the running lights. So if I turn off the headlights and leave the running lights on, I should see 5 amps. Push this in 1 notch. Headlights are off and 4.7. Okay, yeah, right about 5 amps. Okay, so just the running lights in. Okay, now I should be back at 0. Okay. And it's at 0.7 because this thing is ridiculously hard to actually get it perfect 0. So we just get it, pretty darn close. So my bad connection should be solved now. Put this on the signal wire of the solenoid. Set this here so we can see it. And now I should crank. Why? How about now? So around 200 amps cranking. And so if I set this to record to max, I can see what it jumps to initially. Of course, you can hear my battery kind of dying now, but 294 amps maximum when it first hits, and then it continues about 200, 270. So that's actually pretty good for this old starter. So the real reason that I wanted to showcase my new toy here, not just for the fact that I was excited, but the fact that my wife was playing Red Dead Redemption in the living room, and this arc fault breaker, which by the way I hate, but all modern houses have to have them nowadays. Anyway, I wanted to see if it was pulling too many amps, or if the computer is having some kind of arcing inside of the power supply, like as if it's failing. So let's see what we got here. Okay, so I'm all zeroed out. We'll put it on 40 amps. Why not? All right. So we got dissipate any discharge I may have, and we'll see if we can zero this out here. So this one's going to be a little bit more precise. I would like to make it close. I'm going to set a manual range here. There we go. Okay, 0.9, 0.8. I probably should quit trying to make that better because it's probably about as good as I'm going to get it. 0.5, 0.4, 0.2. Okay, I'm going to quit touching it. Okay, living room, second one up. Let's see what we get. Jaws fully closed. I turned it off by accident. What the heck? This thing doesn't need to be on AC, does it? That can't be right. So it's 5 amps on a 20 amp breaker. So I don't think the computer's the problem. So I just went and read the instructions. It is supposed to be on millivolts AC when you're doing AC current. I just wanted to go make sure. I've never done AC current before. So yeah, so we have 6 amps on with the computer running upstairs, a TV, and some fish tank filters and lights. It's the 20 amp breaker on a 15 amp receptacle outlet, so there should be no reason that this tripped out at all. It's happened a couple of times so far. So I don't know if a bad power supply sparking internally would cause the arc fault to trip. I don't know for sure. So we have just under an amp. I'm gonna call that good enough. Just check it again just for fun here. Yep, so now we have 5 amps. So okay, yeah, so we're right in the ballpark there. I don't know, let's try another one. I don't know what room this is, but whatever it's doing is like basically nothing. Yep, okay, let's see. Let's pick something else. I don't know, that was bad. Let's try this, okay. Also not doing anything. Let's see. Oh, hey, the main power for the house. Perfect. Something's fishy here. 6 amps for the whole house? Well, that can't be right. The heater's running. Maybe this doesn't work for 2-phase? I don't know. That looks right. Oh, you know what? That breaker's probably on this phase. Because so you have 220 coming in, and each breaker is going to have 110 leaving it, unless it's one of these fat ones that it has 220. So we have 12 amps running the house. Okay. Come out, please. There's no way I'm getting that around the neutral wire. What else can I check with this thing? So I'm going to try my home surfer here. There's AC power cord going into it. Now the hot wire and the neutral wire are going through this same cord, so this shouldn't read anything. Because the amps should be the same and they should cancel each other out. So that's kind of what we're seeing. It seems stuck on 0 for some reason, so I'm going to try this again since I know that that's doing something. Back to 3 amps. Okay, yep. So my computer's suspicion was correct. The both magnetic fields going opposite directions cancel each other out. Anyway, better turn this off so I don't kill the battery here. Either way, if you guys liked this style of video, let me know in the comments and I'll make some more of them.